Oh my God. I say it was. I say it was.
Hey there. Here is a thing or two you need to know about COVID 19 and pregnancy. Pregnant and recently pregnant women are more at risk of severe illness from COVID 19. Most likely, hospitalization, need for ventilators, etc. Pregnant women who get COVID 19 are at a higher risk of preterm births and other complications. Most common symptom experienced by pregnant women after vaccination is pain at injection site. Research shows that vaccinations have no adverse effects in trying to get pregnant. Research showed that vaccine does not affect fertility of men. Vaccinated mothers pass on some immunity to their child through the placenta and through breast milk. It is safe to get the vaccine at any point before, during, and after pregnancy. It is safe to get the vaccine while breastfeeding. Get away from the misconceptions. Get vaccinated today to stay alive. A message sponsored by the African Career Education and Resource Incorporated, or ASA, in the state of Minnesota. The fight against COVID 19 has become imperative to the survival of the world, to the extent we must all get involved. The question is, how do I get involved? Get tested. Get tested if you feel COVID 19 symptoms. Example, sore throat, cough, headache, etc. Get tested if you know you met someone who is now COVID 19 positive. Get tested before going to places where you may meet a lot of people, example, schools, work, etc. Get tested before traveling, both domestic and international travels. Get tested when asked by a healthcare or public official to do so. Get tested today, know your status, and seek treatment if need be to stay alive. A message sponsored by the African Career Education and Resource Incorporated, or ASA, in the state of Minnesota. When you are coming to Liberia, the first thing you think about is getting your way and around the city. Now, you don't need to worry about that because LIB Executive Shuttle has that covered for you. We have our luxury private and share ride options, scheduled airport services, business or corporate travel, daily rental in and around Monrovia. Or if you want to take a trip to Kakata, Ganta, Buchanan, Banga, LIB Executive Shuttle got you. Our excursion packages include trips to Patawi Waterfalls, Sunset Beach, or Wuka Farms. We are located after Carver Mission Junction, RRA Road, Pinsville, Monrovia, Liberia. For inquiries, call cell numbers 0770 072 614 or 0770 072 613. Better still, call our USAID number on 001 301 750 1336. LIB Executive Shuttle. Let us do the driving for you.
I know they don't want me the money to come my way.
Tired of looking for quality clothing in and around Monrovia with no luck in finding what suits your style? Well, look no further. A new men's clothing store located at the corners of Benson and Maglin Streets in the Kabah building is right here for you. The Men's Closet. The Men's Closet specializes in designer wears, including Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Givenchy, business suits, and the list goes on. Gents, let's look, smell, and feel good, not just for ourselves, but our significant others. Remember, when you look good, you feel good. That's why we also have on sale men's cosmetics, perfumes, lotions, deodorants, etc. The Men's Closet. It is not just the man in the clothes, but the quality of the clothes the man wears. For inquiries on our products and services, call cell numbers 0775 560 008 0777 474 899 or 0886 658 055. The Men's Closet, here for you. Allen Bernard International, or ABR, is a management consulting firm with a team of consultants and associates who focus on growing and transforming home healthcare agencies, nonprofits, and small businesses in other industries as well as individuals. Our services include ABR Business Support Services, ABR Accounting and Tax Services, and ABR Anti-Money Laundering Compliance Services. At ABR, we bring to each assignment dedication and commitment, experience and skills, performance-based process, integrated solution teams, and client relations. For more inquiries on our services, call phone number 469 378 3955. That's Allen Bernard International, or ABR, transforming business through ideas. We have all heard, and in some cases, seen the danger posed by the coronavirus disease to our existence. We have sought ways in which this virus can be prevented, ranging from hand washing, social distancing, masking, and maintaining good hygiene. However, we now have an even better solution that has a history of effectiveness, which is vaccination. I know there are lots of misconceptions that surround vaccination, and as a result, people are reluctant in getting vaccinated. But here is a small historical fact for you. Smallpox and polio have a 100% decline in death since vaccines for these diseases were introduced. Not only that, measles and mumps have a 99% decline in deaths since vaccines for these diseases were introduced as well. We cannot allow vaccine preventable diseases cut our lives short. Get vaccinated today and stay alive. A message sponsored by the African Career Education and Resource Incorporated, or ASA, in the state of Minnesota.
Another banger, baby, calm down.
Pinto One of Delaware. Yes, it's Pinto One of Delaware, the name that counts when you talk quality painting works. For more than 2 decades, Pinto One has brought more life and vigor to thousands of residential and commercial complexes with our quality painting services. Give your homes, offices, bars, stores, hospitals, shops, etc. that look they deserve by choosing Pinto One of Delaware. For more information, call us on phone number 302 508 3034. Again, 302 508 3034. Or visit our website at pinto1.com/Delaware. Or better still, email us on ivan@pinto1.com or holly@pinto1.com. Schedule a free estimate and get 10% off by using the promo code Costa. Pinto One of Delaware. Renew your space, renew your life.
She dey give me small, small one.
Welcome to the program. Today is the 20th day of April 2022. The time in Monrovia is a few minutes to 10:30, and the time in Delaware on the eastern seaboard of the United States of America is 6:29, pushing up, just about a few seconds to 6:30. And today is a beautiful day. It's the middle of the week, Wednesday. Lovely day. Good to be alive. Good to have good health. And it's always good to be grateful to God. Each day above ground is a day for which we must be grateful. Mhm. We must be grateful. We're not better than those who are confined to hospital beds, who are stricken and afflicted by some form of ailment. We're just fortunate and blessed to be on our feet, to have life, to have a brain that works, and to be able to breathe and eat and drink and talk. And we might not have it all, but there's a lot to be grateful for. Gratitude, gratitude is God's favorite thing. And God, they say when praises go up, blessings come down. God loves a grateful people. He does. He surely does. Good morning, Hawkeye.
Good morning, Costa, and good morning to our many listeners home and abroad. So, to go directly in the Bible this morning to kickstart
Oh, yes. You know, it's not just the Bible book. This cuts across Islam. I'm pretty sure Islam talks about gratitude. I mean,
Yeah.
is there anywhere in Islam that it talks about gratitude? Man, by nature, Wakai, we owe so much to God to be alive, that He made us in His own image, as flawed and imperfect as we are. You know, we're just grateful. And some people aren't grateful, but God loves gratitude. Good morning to you all. And, some days every day, I'm happy. I might not be happy because something big or something important has happened to me, but I'm happy to be alive, to be in good health and good spirits. It's important. So, okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Benedict Coley has communicated with me after having received the video link for the show on Thursday, the showdown. People are looking forward to that show. Dr. Benedict Coley has communicated with me, did that yesterday evening, that he would like to refrain from speaking further on this matter because a second forensic autopsy is expected to be conducted. Therefore, he does not want to say anything that could prejudice or further prejudice, if it hasn't already been done to some extent, what the second autopsy might find. In a nutshell, Benedict Coley would like to not appear. So, folks, the show that's been scheduled for Thursday, which is tomorrow, will not be happening after all. He's not going to come on. Well, he has a point, to be honest. He does have a point. There's a second autopsy that's going to happen. We know that for a fact now. The family has communicated with, they are in touch with a pathologist who, in fact, has done work in Liberia, and he's going to be coming, and the government will pay. As I told you, I've been in touch with the family. And so Benedict Coley thinks that speaking further as the person who led the first autopsy, which is controversial, he thinks that he should refrain. And I agree with him. It might not sound, it might not be something you'd like to hear. It might not sound melodious to your ear, to your ears, but I do agree with Benedict Coley.
Yeah, because he was on a local radio station last night, so I don't know why.
It was after that local radio station appearance that he said this to me. Perhaps people might have advised him to stay away. Perhaps he said things he shouldn't have said. Benedict Coley seems like a guy who has, he is right. I agree. He shouldn't even be speaking, defending. Okay, the more you defend, let me tell you something. When somebody says Bwaga is guilty or Bwaga did something bad, and the more you defend against that thing, or against that allegation, the more it makes you seem what? Guilty. The more you defend, you seem even guiltier. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so so Benedict Coley, let him just sit down somewhere. Let's wait and see what the other pathologists will find out. We need to wait and see that. Did I tell you we have Princess Cooper's medical record from March 30th?
The one that got from the clinic?
Yes.
Internet.
Why? Oh God, the internet is doing something stupid again. Oh my God, in Liberia, clearly not in America, we have Princess Cooper's medical record. I don't know whether you people know, but we have it. And so Princess Cooper had gone to the hospital, to the clinic. She had gone to the clinic and she was seen by a doctor. And they ran a couple of tests on her. Are you listening? And this record is as recent as March 30th. March 30th. That's when Princess Cooper went to a clinic in the community where she lives. And the clinic did a number of tests, and Princess Cooper we have the medical record here. They diagnosed Princess Cooper with something called acute respiratory tract infection. Somebody says it is a big name for sore throat. They prescribed a number of antibiotics for Princess Cooper. They did not find one trace of TB. Hello. Princess Cooper went to a local clinic. Normally, we would not be discussing the medical records, but sometimes it becomes necessary. So let me open it up here. It's a 2-page document. So Princess Cooper went to a clinic called New Community Clinic. New Community Clinic. And the medical report, name of patient, Princess Cooper. And we can publish this, but it's a medical record. That's why I was a little hesitant as to whether we should publish it. But now that her whole life is out there, I mean, her dying and everything, her life itself that she lived before being struck by this unfortunate situation. It's all out there. So I think I have to put out there so you all can see it too. So sex of patient, female, age of patient, 25 years, address of patient, St. Paul's Breach Community, clinic registration number 1178-22. The date, March 30th, 2022. The above named patient visited the new community clinic located across St. Paul's Breach Community, Lower Virginia, Monterey County on March 21. Okay, she actually visited the clinic on March 21. On March 21, 2022 at 12:46 May Day with a complaint of non-productive coughing and fever for the past 2 days. Are you listening to Princess Cooper's medical report? She visited the clinic on the 21st of March, 2022 at 12:46 May Day with the complaints of non-productive coughing and fever for the past 2 days. On arrival, the patient was seen fully alert, conscious, and in no form of distress. On arrival, the patient was seen fully alert, conscious, and in no form of distress. The patient's vital signs on arrival were as follows. Blood pressure, 110/72 mmHg. Pulse rate, 86 beats per minute. Respiratory rate, 18 circles per minute. Temperature, 36.0 degrees Celsius. Weight, 68 kilograms. This is the medical record. We got the medical record, medical report of Princess. Now you understand this. So get this. Physical assessment reviewed during the following: skin, afebrile, untouched. I don't know what that means. Head, normal cephalic observed. Eye, pink, conjunctiva with anesthetic sclera. My people, you're going for me. What was the diagnosis at the end of the day? Okay, so they ran a number of tests. Her neck, supple, with no distended neck veins and not rigid or flaccid. Her lungs, crepitations heard on auscultation with no wheezes. No wheezes. Eh? No wheezes. None. Okay, that's a good sign. We know what TB can do. TB can cause wheezes. TB does that. But this one here, they said no wheezes. ABD, full and soft with no mass felt, no tenderness on palpation. EXT within normal limit. Last normal menstrual period, February 25, 2022. Laboratory investigations. Malaria smell, negative. The hemoglobin, 13.0 G. I mean, hemoglobin, her blood was good. Hemoglobin, she had good blood. You know, she had a lot of, she was okay. Okay. White blood count, 14.6. Pregnancy test, negative. Diagnosis. After all those investigations, then they go to the diagnosis. Acute respiratory tract infection, ARI. This is what they said Princess Cooper was diagnosed with. ARI, acute respiratory tract infection. Somebody told me, a big brother of mine, whom I trust, he said, that's the big name for sore throat. What about you, the medical practitioners on here watching? What is acute respiratory tract infection? What does that mean? Then they prescribed, this is the treatment they prescribed. Amoxicillin, 500 milligrams, POTID, 7 times a day. I mean, for 7 days, I'm sorry. Paracetamol, 1 gram, POBID, 3 times a day, times 7 days. Multivitamin, 1 tablet, POBID times 7 days. Ascorbic acid, 500 milligram, POBID, 5 days. The patient was advised to do follow-up visit after 1 week. Seen by Robert S. Feely, physician assistant, license number 794-12, New Community Clinic, St. Paul's Bridge. Folks, there you have it. That is, Princess Cooper did go to the hospital. She was seen by Dr. Okay, hold on, folks. Okay, so folks, there you have it. So that's a medical report. Now, let's see the medical practitioner here, Baka. Have they been posting something? I would like to know what they've been saying. All right. So that's it there. So the Princess Cooper went to the hospital March 21st. When did she die, Baka?
Was it 16?
Was it a couple of weeks ago?
It was last month. I just forgetting the date now, because
yeah, but when Princess Cooper, but I know, didn't she die in April? When did Princess Cooper die?
Checking it up.
March 24th? Okay, they said she died on March 24th. This is 3 days after she went to this clinic. But listen now, if Princess Cooper had diabetes, if Princess Cooper had TB, why the hell didn't that test, that medical report say that? Okay?
That's the question, Costa.
We have a medical report, a medical record from March 21st. So everybody says she died on March 24th. So she died 3 days after her visit to that hospital, to that clinic. And they ran a number of tests. Didn't they? They did.
They did.
Why didn't they find diabetes? I mean, what the hell do I keep calling the diabetes?
Tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis. Why didn't they find tuberculosis? He said she had acute respiratory tract infection. It's something that has to do with she needed antibiotics and stuff. They prescribed it for her. And they said there were no wheezes in her breathing. No wheezes. Well, she went to the clinic, Mr. Katie, because she wasn't feeling well. We go to the clinic all the time, don't we? I mean, Princess Cooper was not a superhuman. You know, she wasn't. She was a normal human being like the rest of us. And she wasn't diagnosed with it. I just read the diagnosis for you. But again, we wait. We wait until the next pathologist comes and does his work. And we see what he's going to find. Especially this pathologist will be recruited by the family themselves. Now, JNB, Joseph Yuma Walker, will not be testifying.
Because I come in, let me just talk to Martina briefly. She, Martina, good morning. You are saying something. Martina.
I don't know what the volume of our receiver.
Walker?
Yeah, welcome. You are saying something. You are live on the show.
Yeah, I just want to make something clear here. I think leader need to get one of the family on the show. Because I communicated with Princess boyfriend and her mom. Princess did not go to the hospital in March. Princess fell sick in January. This year, January, Princess fell sick. That's how they took her to that hospital. And she completed her treatment. It was practically who told the boyfriend that you know that your girlfriend had chronic cold. The boss said, no, Princess was just sick and we came out to the hospital. New community clinic. I know that hospital in Simple Beach. I've been there before. New community clinic.
Then why does this medical report say March 21st?
Yes.
But the report is saying March the 21st.
March 21st, maybe when the people went there, maybe I don't know how to get March 21st on that report, but Princess Death went to the hospital in January. Because I asked the boyfriend, when we got the information that they want to say that they get down from cool, then I asked the boyfriend. I said, but how can they get down from cool and you know that she was sick? He said, no. Princess was sick some part of January, then I even did March. And her mind will confirm that to me.
Okay.
Wow.
So how can they get money? People want to do everything to cover all their case. And the police went over there to get a report. That's why you see they put out March 21st. Princess did not go to hospital March 21st. We know how they can behave in this country. It was January Princess got sick. I think
So
they were giving
January, then they put date March 21st.
Get the hospital card for me and take the picture with the date, everything. I will send it to you and you will
Ask
post
her
it.
what was wrong with her when she went to the hospital. Ask Martina.
I get the leader, Baka. What did I say?
Because he said?
Ask her when she went to the hospital in January, what was it? Why did she go? What was she diagnosed with? What was she being treated for?
So when she went to the hospital in January, so what was she diagnosed of? Was it a scene, tuberculosis, or cold, or what? Because
the boyfriend said that she had cold with malaria, with infection, and they gave her the medicine. She took the treatment. That's what the boyfriend said. Like normal cold now. Like sometimes you know when you're exposed, when I was coming from Guinea, I exposed my body in the plane to the AC. I didn't wear nothing. I smelled in blast on my key. I felt that with heavy cold, and I took treatment. So probably the boss said Princess never had TB. If Princess get TB, to debunk the police and the pathologist statement, we want to carry the entire family to TB and then you go do that TB test. Because we read it, we just want justice. Nothing, we're not in this for politics, but we want justice. Enough is enough. We want to carry the entire team to TB and so they can go do their TB test. Because Princess interacted, maybe the friend will not want to go, but the boyfriend really, they contact one to the hall. We discussed it. The boyfriend waiting, the man waiting, the son waiting, the late sister that was staying with it. Everybody waiting to go to the hospital to go do the TB test. Because if Princess died from that kind of chronic TB, what she was coughing against the family and may be affected by TB is an airborne disease sickness.
Martina, can you put us in touch with any members of the family, like the mom or the
no,
boyfriend?
not the mom. I know Martina talks to them already is enough. Martina is our link to the family, and I communicate with the family spokesman, Dr. Momo. We don't need to bring the mom into this. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah. Let the woman
okay,
already going through a lot. But then so they change the date on the medical report,
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
So Princess did go to the hospital. She did have cold. But then the date. But why would they change the date? So who changed the date on this medical report? Because the medical report says Princess went to the hospital on the 21st of March, and 3 days later, Princess Cooper died. So what are they trying to say? They're trying to draw a correlation between her going to the hospital and when she died. You know. But then they might as well, if they change the date, they might as well just say they might as well just say she had TB. Why didn't they say that? Why didn't they change that one too? I mean, if you want to change something, you might as well go all the way.
But of course, now the family have to reach out to the clinic that she went to, because if the clinic can provide such a document to the government of Liberia saying that she went there on the 21st and it is not true, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
Yeah. So if the family, so they can make things clearer, because now the clinic is making it appear that she went there on the 21st because that's the report from the clinic. And now the government is capitalizing on the report.
So say the public know that just went to the clinic on March 21st, 3 days prior to the death.
Yeah.
That's interesting. All right. So as I was about to say before we got interrupted by Martina's call, which was a good call by the way. Thanks for providing that information to us, my dear Princess Martina Konate. Martina has been in this thing to her throat. She has been working with the family. She connected us with them, and she's been working very hard, very concerned. I remember when Princess Cooper died, Martina reached out to me. One morning I woke up and I received a couple of voice messages from Martina. And as I played the messages, Martina was literally crying. And just how young and vibrant Princess Cooper was, and that she would die in such a questionable manner was something that really did hit her heart. And she's been involved. Since then, she just threw herself into this thing, and she's been incredibly supportive and has been our link, with the family. Now, moving on to another talking point here, the former Vice President Joseph Yoman Boakai will not be appearing in court to testify, in the case ALP versus ANC by and through the Republic of Liberia. Joe Boakai will not go to court to testify. Just want to say that. What is expected is that Joe Boakai they will do a deposition with him. They will go to his house. The government lawyers, CFAS and the rest, will go to Joe Boakai's house, to his residence, to his office, and they will do a deposition with him. That is what is expected. And even that is not definitively confirmed as yet, but the former vice president will not be going to court. I want to repeat, JNB will not be going to court to take the stand to testify. Not that he doesn't want to, but that is not what we're going to do. They will do a deposition with him in his residence. That is what they're going to do. Somebody tell me to reach out to the clinic. Are you kidding me? Some of you, the way you can talk, I can just laugh at you. The clinic will give me any results. The clinic should not even do that. There's a law prohibiting the clinic from providing me any medical results. Jesus, the thing you can say, Nangala, I'm going to go to the clinic. Yeah, please give me the guy who died. Yeah, give me a medical record. It doesn't work that way. Nobody's going to do that. No. And they shouldn't even do that. And I shouldn't even go to the clinic for her medical records because I'm an educated man. And I know buffoon. They're not going to give me no results. So don't say things like that. But anyway, as I was saying, Joe Boakai they will do a deposition with the former vice president, but that deposition will take place at his home office, not at the court. Not at the court. I don't want to say that he will not go to court, but he will testify. But his testimony is called a deposition. That's what the lawyers call it. I have a deposition coming up on May 5th. The case, Bill Twawe versus Henry Costa, we have a deposition on the 5th of May. The case is still in court. Just so you know, folks, the case is still in court. We're having a deposition on May the 5th. Next month, the 5th of May, we're going to court to do a deposition. And Bill Twawe said, he got questions to ask me. Huh, I got plenty of questions to ask. That's my swan. And Bill Twawe will appear in camera. He will appear via Zoom or whatever. He will be there. I will ask our boy everything. Everything I will ask him. I will ask him everything. Oh, I got plenty to ask Bill Twawe. If you think there's something you would like me to ask him, the thing about a deposition, Waka, is this. In a deposition, well, he gets to ask me a lot. He gets to ask me whatever. I get to ask him whatever. A deposition, the parameters are very, very laxed. You can ask a lot of things. I'll ask him plenty things. How he can carry money to where, how they did that thing with the money that they took from ArcelorMittal, the fraudulent building of ArcelorMittal, and how they, many things I get to ask Bill Twawe. And that in camera, it will not be easy. Oh, my people, that in camera deposition. Deposition. Bill Twawe wants to do. I was asking why he ate the money for the dredging of the damn port. You remember, black guy? When the Sanama Swan ate the money for the damn port here in Georgia, ate the money. And then what happened in the end? The port was not dredged. Who said that the port was going to shut down? Black guy, who told the country that the port was going to shut down, was not going to be able to receive vessels, particularly large vessels, because it had not been dredged in over 3 years? Who told the country? We told the country. The Costa Show told the country that the free port of Monrovia was going to shut down. Which year was that? Was it 2020? 2021? Which year was that? We told the country that the port was going to shut down. Bill Twawe said, oh, la la. Costa just lying. Just won't blame me. Oh, that's what they can say. These Sanama Swan, these dirty rogues, when they see or when they do something wrong, when we talk, they can say, oh, Costa just won't lie. Oh, we told the country. We told the country. Which year was it? Which year was it that we told the country that the free port of Monrovia was going to shut down because the port had not been dredged when it was supposed to be dredged? It was 2020. That was the year we told the country.
That was in 2020.
2020, we told you. We said the port was shut down. They thought I was a joke. What happened, guy? They had to even go abroad. Didn't they have to go to Sierra Leone to bring petroleum products?
Yeah.
Because no vessels, the petroleum vessels could not even come. They could not berth. They could not dock. We told them. Now, that's Sanama Swan will have to answer me why the damn port wasn't dredged and where the damn money went. He's going to have to answer all those questions. Oh, my God, I'm looking forward to that deposition. Deposition. Oh, I'm looking forward to the deposition. Why? And that he was so, at the time, who was the most hated man in Liberia during that period of time when the port could not receive vessels because they hadn't been dredged? Who was the most hated man in the country? Guy? Everybody was cussing Sanama Swan, Bill Twawe. Everybody was cussing Bill Twawe. Everybody hated Bill Twawe. People couldn't get gas. People couldn't get food. Things prices went up. That man's corruption led to the whole country suffering for a period of time. Bill Twawe was the most hated man in the country that time. Everybody was cussing that bugger. Bill Twawe, he was the most hated man. It's just not true, but my people, what did they do? Initially, when I said the port was shut down, why you gotta keep secret? I'm telling you why I'm going to say the deposition. I'm gonna keep secret. What kind of man this up? This is what I'm going to say in the deposition. These are some of the things I'm going to say. But guess what? When we said initially that the port would not be able to receive large vessels, Bill Twawe's boys called a press conference and said Costa was lying. That's what they did. Then the port could not receive the vessels, and we said it. And then later on, they came back and said what? They said, we want to inform you that yes, the port needs dredging, and we don't have the money to dredge the port. But you know what happened? Every vessel that goes to Liberia pays some money that goes in, that is supposed to go into something called an escrow account. The money should go into the escrow account, and when that money, after a certain period of time, 2 years in total, then they collect that money and they dredge the port. Now, dredging, for those of you who don't know what dredging is, you see the port there, the area where the vessels come and dock, it gets sandy. So the sand piles up there, the sediments, they pile up there, and then large vessels, the underbellies of these large vessels, you know, they're very, very, they're not shallow. I mean, that area has to be deep, not shallow. So these large vessels can come in because the underbelly of these vessels, they're very deep. They go way down. That is what happens. All right, folks. So I'm just telling you a lot of things that we're going to be talking about in the deposition on May the 5th. I'm looking forward to the case. May 5th, deposition, Bill Torre versus Henry Costa. It will not be easy. All right, folks. Ellis Cummings says he is a standard bearer of the CPP. Baga, what do you say about that?
Yeah, but the man, he and Liberty Party left him there. So, and Liberty Party said he put it up Kennedy. So now the man is the only person there to hear the CPP.
Well, Baga, let me ask you a question. The standard bearer of the CPP, is there a CPP to be standard bearer of? Is that
because
Baga, like you said, I am the head of the womb, but no woman in the womb, but you the head of the womb. What did make you head when nobody there?
So the man said he and Liberty Party. That was what he said. He and Liberty Party. That's
Well, wasn't there to be head off? Eh?
The two institutions because Musa Brede fashion of the CPP now putting up a candidate. Now he's the only person because former Vice President Joseph Boakai is no longer part of the CPP.
The man I see, how you be head of something, that thing they call CPP, that thing died. The defunct CPP. The man saying no PNDO. I am the head, I'm the standard bearer of the CPP. You standard bearer of what thing? You standard bearer of what thing? He said he's the standard bearer of the CPP. Baga, what man about brave so? Oh, that bonagation. Look, folks, this morning at 7:30, we will be interviewing a wonderful, wonderful woman, Mrs. Leela Pokuyu Brown. She is an incredible woman. She recently developed a project, a program called Black Host Basket, and we'll tell you a whole lot about it. And Leela's the inspiration behind this program, Black Host Basket, was when she had just given birth with her beautiful daughter, who's 6 months old now, Blacko Essence Brown. And she was sitting in her home, just having returned from the hospital, from Christiana Care Hospital, where Henry was born, by the way. Henry Costa Jr. was born at that very same hospital. It's a wonderful place. They take very good care of you. Pay attention. I was there when Henry was born. I was literally in the room after Henry was delivered. They wrapped him up in a little blanket that they wrapped him up in, and they handed Henry over to me, and I held him in my arms. It was a beautiful experience. And that is where Mrs. Leela Pokuyu Brown gave birth to her beautiful bundle of joy, little Blacko Essence Brown. And she came home later on, and she received a call from Liberia. And on that call, on the other end of the line, on that other end, there was a cousin of hers. Listen to this story. And this cousin's wife had just given birth. And the cousin's wife had just given birth. And these two women, this is Mrs. Leela Pokuyu Brown in Newark, Delaware, at Christiana Care, where she had just given birth. A team of wonderful doctors and nurses, attending to her. And then on the other hand, 5,000 miles away, back home in Liberia, in Bone County, her cousin's wife had just given birth under two completely different conditions. Now, you women know this. It's called postpartum. This is everything that happens to a woman after she gives birth. That is when a woman needs a lot of care. Now, I don't know much about that, but I've seen it because I was around when my ex-wife gave birth to our son, Henry. And I know that, it's a very difficult period for a woman, all the care and everything. And based on, and so Leela found herself on the phone, basically speaking to this woman, her cousin's wife, who had just given birth like herself. And she was asking her, just to share, she was sharing her experience and basically asking, concerned about how she was doing, how she was coping, what did it do with her and stuff like that. And when she went on explaining just basically the sheer lack of basic resources, basic things that she needed that she didn't have, it really, really touched Leela. And that is the moment that inspired Blacko's Basket. This is a program that targets newborn mothers who just give birth. Many of them, according to the stuff I saw, the research that they've done and the assessment, young mothers, some of them rape victims, victims of rape and sexual abuse, who got impregnated through the unwholesome act. And they gave them birth, and nobody's there to care for them, and they don't have the basic things. And I saw some of these videos that they just broke my heart. And so this is what Leela has put together. Blacko's Basket was inspired by that phone call, and with the difficult postpartum conditions and postpartum depression that young and newborn mothers go through, and how this organization can help them, provide them the basic essentials, the basic things, and so Leela wrote a project proposal and basically shopped it around, seeking financial support to make this real, to make this manifest. She has an incredible team back in Liberia. They've been working, they've done a whole lot of things over the years, dating back several years. And so she wrote this thing, and she got some serious commitment. She got a commitment for $300,000 US, Bwaka. Hello? $300,000 US, not from some Babati organization. She got this commitment from the UNFPA. Hello? UNFPA is where she got this solid commitment for $300,000 from UNFPA. But the thing is this, UNFPA has a policy that when they commit, and they've told her, we've committed $300,000 to this program, Blacko's Basket, which will target 6,000 women, mothers, new mothers. Some of them, many of them, young underage girls, victims of sexual abuse, sexual exploitation. But now, the $300,000 the UNFPA has committed, and I saw all the documents, I saw everything. The organization needs to come up with $50,000 in pledges. There's something called skin in the game, okay? I'm committing to give you $300,000, but you yourself got to show something down. Show me that you have received commitments for up to what? $50,000. Once you show me that, bam, we begin to release the funds to you. And UNFPA and Blacko's Basket, the program is called Blacko Basket, which is under her nonprofit organization. They will jointly implement this project in Liberia together, jointly. Basically, she will do the implementation and everything, but they will be involved every step along the way. This is an incredible opportunity. $300,000. So, we've done fundraising for a lot of good initiatives, but I couldn't think of one that would be even more important than this project, Blacko's Basket. She's received a solid commitment from the United Nations Population Fund, you and the FPA for $300,000 US, but she needs to raise $50,000 in cash and in commitments or pledges. That is what she needs to do. And so she's coming on this morning at 7:30 our time. That's in 20 minutes time. And we will be speaking with her about this. And this weekend on Saturday, we want to do what we can do from our end as the Costa Show, as the COP, as well-meaning Liberians, as we always do. We got to help to raise some of this money. Now, she's not at zero. Of the 50,000, she's gone over half the mark. She's gone over half the mark, Waka. She hasn't been sitting down. She's raised over half the mark.
Wow.
A little over 25K in pledges and in cash. But we need to help contribute what we can contribute from our end to ensure that this program, this wonderful program that targets some 6,000 new mothers, many of them victims of rape, would be implemented. Now, Bogai, let's go to the phone lines and take some calls there, and then we're going to go and take our guest, Mrs. Leela Pokuyu Brown, later on at 7:30. So let's take some calls then. I have to make a call.
All right.
Let's take some.
077-012-102-886, 010-383, 555-102-102. The WhatsApp number is +231 888-624-171. Yeah, that's the WhatsApp number. +231 888-624-171, 0770-102-102, 0886-010-383. Keep your calls coming in this morning, and you'll be live with us on the Costa Show. Yeah, we're still looking at the autopsy report. What do you make of it? And what we discussed this morning, just call in and be live.
We talking about the medical report. The autopsy report, we're not even heard now. We're waiting for the new one, for the next one. Yeah, because what can we do with that one now, Baga? Nothing. We can't just keep talking about it. It will become just monotonous. It's moribund. Let's take some calls there, and then we will take our guests later on.
All right. So like I said, the phone lines are open. We're anticipating your call here now. Keep it coming. We still taking your calls. 0770-102-102-886, 010-383, 555-102-102. The WhatsApp number for those in the diaspora can call on +231 888-624-171. Yeah, that's +231.
I have a question for you. How's the situation with the electricity now?
It's still the same, cause stay the same. Stay. No improvement. Nothing. Just the same as it been from day one. When Cinco get today, or for a few hours, Gardners will get the next hour, just like that.
Wow.
I'll take this person here. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello?
Morning.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, Baga.
Yeah, welcome. Where you calling from?
Yeah, I'm Lamini S. Connor from Banga Bonkandi.
Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, the project of that particular woman who is coming online now is very much important, welcoming. Whenever it comes in Liberia, I hope it shouldn't be me just in the very capital city. Actually, our women, baby mothers, they are desperate in the bush.
Tell him.
So I hope.
Saying that there's some research at C.H. Dumba Hospital in Banga. Tell our brother Lamini.
Yeah, Lamini.
The second
C.H. Dumba.
Because I remember during the past there were two autopsy
reports. I want you to interrupt him and tell him.
Yeah, because they're not getting me at all.
the Ghanaian autopsy, the Ghanaian pathology, and other one, they came. There were 3 different reports, different. So we should welcome, the second one to come. Even the third one should be possible. Let's put an end to everything. Really, thank you.
Maybe you're not getting me because.
Okay, Lamini, hold on. I know he can. I know he can hear me. One of the hospitals that the Black Coast Basket people went and did their investigation, their visit, was the C.H. Dunbar Hospital. C.H. Dunbar Hospital is the referral hospital, the only referral hospital in Bong County, Banga. C.H. Dunbar. Well, I mean, there is Phoebe. They also went to Phoebe, and then they went to CB Dunbar. It's CB Dunbar. Lamini. So they're going to be coming to Bong County too. So then they went to C.H. Rennie in Kakata Magibi. They went to Redemption Hospital. Yes, so several hospitals will be covered under this program. CB Dunbar, that is correct. CB Dunbar. And I saw the video clips, I saw pictures. It's just heartbreaking. Like I saw a 15-year-old girl. I'm not going to call her full name. Her first name is just Hawa. A 15-year-old girl who gave birth. And she was raped. Wow. And she gave birth to this baby. And she's in the hospital. Nobody to care for her. Hey, man. Nobody to care for her. She got sick. She had, oh, man. I'm not even going to go further into that. Let's just take a few calls then.
I'll take this person. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Your name, where you calling us from?
Yeah, good. My name is Gus Johnson. I'm calling from Monrovia.
Welcome, Gus.
Let's hear you, Gus.
Thank you. I want to comment on the issue of that lady Costa just spoke about, Lida Pupuyo.
Yes,
he said you want
we're going to do that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, great. Thank you. Look, I think the day Costa began the process to fundraise for that lady, I think Liberians should be supported. Lida is a very progressive, high-aiming Liberian woman. The first time I had the opportunity to meet with her, I saw nothing of a vision. So, and I knew that her limit would have been the scar as she has started right now. So, say congratulations to her, and we look forward to seeing her project get started in Liberia fully. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's take somebody from this WhatsApp number. Good morning.
Thank you.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, your name, where you calling us from?
Yeah, Boca, this is Lasana Douglas calling from Twin City, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Good morning to the leader.
Morning, my brother.
My input this morning, there is a very important topic, especially our sister that come here. This is the reason why we expect other Liberians to be doing. Whenever you see a country going like that, we have to be creative to see how best we help our people back home. Especially, this is very important, people that are suffering, and they can receive our help. It's very much important so that they can receive our help. And like Costa was saying, in project proposal writing, you have to produce, you have to provide something to attract the minds of the donor. You cannot just tell them for you to give something. You have to produce something before they can allow you to give you something. And a highly welcoming, I think, is something that all meaningful Liberians can help to come out to support this particular project. I really like the way she's doing, so we all can give our own support. Thank you. That is the only one I have this morning to say.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, bye.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. God bless you. We will have Lila on shortly. Yeah, so she has solid $300,000 in commitment from UNFPA. UNFPA. They don't make such a commitment if they can honor it. And so she has to now come up with this $50,000, which by the way, she's already passed she's gone past to come up with something in order for that to go through. So this is an amazing thing. I like the feedback, the reaction we're already getting from our people toward this great project. And Leela's organization is called the African Youth Women Empowerment Initiative, IOWI for short. And IOWI has been around for years. They've done a lot of work. On Saturday at 8 p.m. is when we do the fundraising to chip in as our way of contributing to this great effort. We will just do a little presentation of some of the work IOWI has been doing over the years, going way back. Leela clearly is not the one for making a lot of noise about what she's done. So that's why many of us haven't really heard about anything she's been doing, except the people who've been benefiting from these initiatives. But there comes a time when people need to know what you're doing. And in this particular case, the reason she's coming to the public now is because having secured $300,000 in solid commitment from the UNFPA, she needs to come up with this 50K. And as I said, she's going to already have the halfway mark. And so we need to come from our end to contribute to this, to make this work. So that's what we're here to do. So today is just to have the conversation with her over what needs to be done. And I mean, what the project is. I just told you a little bit about it. And the lady herself is here. Good morning to you, ma'am. It's good to have you. The executive director of the African Youth and Women Empowerment Initiative, IOWI, under whose umbrella this project, Blackos Basket, is being implemented. It will surprise you, Leela. I will tell you this. Before you came on, just me talking about it, a good big brother of mine, very good big brother of mine, one of our biggest supporters, guess what he did?
What?
He's already pledged $1,000.
No way.
I'm telling you, I'm not kidding you.
No way.
For himself and his family. Before you even came on.
No way. That is awesome.
I'm telling you, it's incredible. $1,000 already in the basket. So what the Blackos Basket. But hey, sis, welcome, and it's incredible to have you. First of all, I just want to say what a wonderful, wonderful work you've been doing for so many years, and you hadn't been talking about it. So I'm going to say this publicly. So all the years I followed you from a distance, and all I knew was that you were this industrious, hardworking businesswoman, period, who was also involved with mentoring young people and stuff like that. I didn't know that you actually ran an organization, a nonprofit called African Youth and Women Empowerment Initiative, under whose umbrella you were doing all these projects, real impact projects, until I sat down with you in your home the other day and you showed me all these pictorial evidences and the project proposals and initiatives, all these, and it's just incredible. And I was just blown away. But we are glad to have you. Welcome to the Costa Show.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. It's an absolute pleasure being in your company, considering how big and impactful your platform is, and knowing what you stand for as far as seeing Liberia progress. It's an honor to be sitting on here along with you. Thank you.
Fantastic. Wonderful. We're just glad to have you. So I had already given you a little introduction about the program, about this project, Blackos Basket. But you're the vision bearer. I could not narrate this or present this better than you could. So we're going to give you the opportunity. Tell us about Blackos Basket.
Thank you, Costa. And good morning, Boakai. Good morning, Liberia, and to everyone listening to us. As a Liberian, we all have gone through a lot. We all have understood what it means not to have. We all have understood what it means to have, some of us. And when you have been on both end of the spectrum, you have a full appreciation of what each circumstances present. So from a very young age, I've watched during the course of the war, my mother serve as the breadwinner for us in exile when my father could not because of language barrier. I understood the importance of doing business and how doing business could serve as a force for good. And when we returned to Liberia, I told myself that I will do business, but I will do business and ensure that I use it as a tool to help humanity. As a result, just graduating from high school, I was able to establish a store on Benson Street where I did my first initiative by working with over 100 former child soldiers and ex-combatants from the Liberian Civil War. That was during the time of the DDR process. And those who on Benson Street, the store is still there today. Those who know. I help scores of young people, teenage mothers, former child soldiers, kids on drugs and stuff like that. And the one thing that I used to get these kids to be mentored was their repetition collateral. I had said to them, listen, come here, I will give you some goods, I will give you a wheelbarrow, and you will go and you will sell these goods. But if you take my goods, you juke your hand in my eye, it will not do nothing to me. But you know that you're not buying all your breeches with me. So, but the business I'm giving you when you go, that dollar I want for it, but you can add 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents on it, whatever you want to add on it, on a commission basis. But then twice a week, I made it a point to ensure that we will sit down and do a check-in. And as a result, I can tell you today that some of these young people have built their own homes. I can call some of them by names. Yvonne has a 3-bedroom house up in ERW Junction. Teresa flew into the States. These are all people that I helped. Gaga, other young men, they're all there who are testament of some of these efforts. But once I realized that through business I could do good, I ran with it. As a result, I started carrying all of these different projects when it came to youth empowerment, women leadership development, mentorship, and stuff like that. But like you said, you do these things not for the accolades. You do these things because you see the need. And when you were that age, you needed these very things that you're giving to young people today.
Precisely.
And that's why I've done what I have done, not to look for attention from anybody. So with that being said, I did all that I could do throughout the years and then moved to the States. I just had my daughter recently, as you had mentioned. And of all of the things that I've been doing, this is one that I did not go looking for. I am currently in a women's leadership program that I was recommended to by Counselor Yvette Chessenware. I have to give her this acknowledgement.
A great woman, yeah.
I don't know what I had done to deserve such consideration from her, but it's such a unique leadership program that you can only enter based on an alumni or one of the members from within there are the only ones that can recommend you. And I was recommended back in 2019. It took 2+ years doing the vetting in order to get me into it. The program cost over $10,000. I was able to get some scholarship, and I'm currently in it. I have been in it while pregnant, and the community of women
that didn't stop you.
It never stopped me. It never stopped me. Yes. The day before I gave birth, I was doing some of my last assignments and making presentation on the virtual space. And I just, I just felt like a superwoman being a part of all of these phenomenal group of women leaders from across the world in different fields and sectors where they command a lot of regard. So the whole concept behind the project is to sharpen your ability as a woman leader and reposition your efforts in a way that you will impact much more people.
Be more strategically impactful in your society.
Yes. So I was working on a different project completely, and then I gave birth. When I gave birth, I'm coming back home all in stitches. I am sore. I am missing home. I'm crying. I'm like, where my mom? Where everybody? You know how we are in Liberia. You know the little
Everybody will be there,
to receive the
pamper
baby,
you.
to pamper you and take care of that child. You were even holding that baby for days. And I'm like, where my mom? I can't be here by myself. No, you know, this is too much. But then in the middle of it all, I'm here crying and complaining about cultural shock and differences. I get a call from a family member who tells me, oh, mommy, guess what? Oh, and then I delay. Oh, I said, oh, that's good. Thank God. Awesome. I myself, I came back from the hospital, whatever. And you wouldn't think anything of these things. What concerns you with a woman going and giving birth? That's her prerogative. That's her private business. Why are you going to look behind women and how they're giving birth? That's not something people get up every day to go look out for.
True.
So we're on the phone. And I said, when she did it? I said, oh, that today. I said, okay, great. And then I said, where you at now? They said, we home. I said, when you said she gave birth today, what time? 12 o'clock. What a time now? 4. When you got home? 3. Okay, hold on.
Wait. She gave birth around 12th May Day.
Yes.
But by 4 p.m., they were already home. Jesus Christ.
Okay,
Go on.
hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Give the phone to Agnes. I want to talk to her. Oh, Agnes, congratulations. So you both get to me too, you know, in our local Liberian palette. And so she's like, oh, thank you, mommy. Thank you, mommy. I said, so tell me now, considering I have 2 other daughters, but this being my first biological child, it gave me the authority or the kind of questions to ask based on my most recent experience that I've just come from the hospital. So I'm asking her, what kind of delivery did you have? You know, you born by yourself or the people caught you? Asking that you have C-section or vaginal delivery. To which she said, oh, I born by myself, but I tear by way. Meaning I had a natural delivery, but I got tore 3rd degree. I said, okay. What? But then did they give you little quotas for you to, put on you and little ice pack and perineum bottles and stuff like that? And she tells me, I don't know what you're talking about. And I know what you're talking about. I said, but then what are you using for your bleeding? Women under the sound of my voice know the postpartum period, what happens. And I'm telling you, it's surreal. For almost a month, women go through a period of bleeding that is something that you cannot even comprehend if you're not a woman. And I'm like, okay, so what you're using to hold on to this? And she tells me, oh, not you. And then reality hit home. I look at my daughter. We've just had a baby shower of over 300 people to which you were there.
Bro, lots of gifts.
Lots of gifts. I have a basement full with gifts. I have cards. I have everything my daughter would ever need.
But yet, your cousin's wife there, she barely has the basics.
There she is, has basics. So
what a sharp contrast.
What a sharp contrast. I gave birth in the hospital, like you said, where Henry Jr. was born. I had 6 to 7 medical doctors and health practitioners at our beck and call. And when you check into the hospital, you are checking into like a five-star hotel. These rooms are like a whole house in Liberia, like a small 2-bedroom apartment, and you got everything you would ever need. These people are checking on you, monitoring you, and all of that. And I would not have thought anything about it. Yeah, it's normal.
No, we take them for granted.
Until I was confronted with this harsh reality. I got off the phone, I looked at my daughter, and I broke down into tears. I cried for almost an hour. Now, mind you, this leadership training program that I'm a part of, I have global advisors, women who, like I said, are heading 500 Fortune companies and are doing amazing in your field. I reached out to one of my global advisors, Mrs. Jennifer Woods, and I explained to her what I had just gone through. She broke down and started crying with me on the phone. I said, yeah. I said, but I want to do something about this, Jen, even though it's not in the line of the project that I'm trying to execute. But please, can I do something about it? I really have to do something. And she tells me, Leila, you have my blessing to do something about this. And together, we will do something about this. That's all I needed from her. That was the only assurance I needed from her. Because when you're doing these things, you cannot do it single-handedly.
No.
I ran on, got in touch with my team in Liberia, and I said, I will not be doing on hearsay, go to these medical facilities and do a comprehensive assessment
to
of
see what the real problem is.
The conditions under which women are giving birth in rural and disadvantaged communities in Liberia. Go and assess. I want to know. My dear brother Costa, Black Eye, and everyone under my voice, what these people discovered, we were not prepared for.
I watched some of the videos.
I'm telling you, we have to keep these women's dignity intact, but the shame and the inhumane manner in which a lot of these young women are treated because they have found themselves in disadvantaged positions is incomprehensible. I'm telling you something. We saw little children, 14, 15-year-old.
Let's talk about Hawa, not her full name, but let's talk about Hawa. Let's zero in on specific cases, sis, you know, to really put it in perspective for people. Let's just talk about Hawa, not her full name. Let's talk about Hawa.
Hawa looked like a 13 or 14-year-old girl. When she was unaccompanied to this medical facility.
Went there by herself,
pregnant. And while on her way, while they were taking her to the hospital, they moved her around so much the baby died in her stomach. When they got to the hospital, yes, and you saw Hawa.
I saw the video.
So when they took the dead baby out of her, when my team met her and tried to ask her, because of fear, they hacked up her age and said she was 18.
Because Hawa was a rape victim.
She was a rape victim.
Nobody impregnated her in the process.
Yes, and Hawa was a complete liability. And this is February now, mind you. This happened
3 months ago.
Yes, the end of February. So Hawa had this extreme infection that had her touching herself till she was bleeding.
To her private area.
Yes. And she only had one lapa that was tied around her. And she would urinate just uncontrollably and stuff. But Hawa is one of hundreds of cases that we came across, of which I forwarded to you. But because of this young women dignity, we cannot put all of this information out there.
No, we can't.
What are you looking for going to hospitals to look for condition under which women are giving birth if God had not orchestrated it in a way that it happened? Like I said, this happened. I never went looking for it. I didn't ask to do this or anything, but God put it on my lap. That's all I needed. I sat down with my team, did a comprehensive assessment. Phoebe Hospital was established 1921. Did anybody know this? And since 1921, there has not been any kind of updates or upgrades to the physical facility nor the equipments in the facility. Okay, C.H. Rennie Hospital in Maigibi, where I was born, okay, was established 1971. Did anybody know this? We profiled these hospitals.
And CB Dumba in Banga was one of the hospitals your team went to.
Yes. And CB Dumba. We profiled these hospitals. For example, CH Rennie is doing 150 to 180 births a month. Phoebe was doing between 85 to 110 or so births a month. I have all of the statistics. So I'm not just speaking based on sentiment.
No, their team did the work, folks. I can tell you that. I saw these videos, I watched, I read the report. They did a fantastic job for team on the ground.
Yes. And so I said, so that crystallized everything. Like, how can the Phoebe then, which are referral hospitals, you know, and the CS Rennie then, which caters to 100,000+ people that come from everywhere, be seen in these conditions today? Over 40, 50, some of them 100 years ago, they were established. It's
and
not
they can't Gene or Hall. They can't
nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. And so I'm
going to circle back to you to finish up on the Hawa story. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Yes.
So Hawa went unaccompanied.
Yes.
And because of the way she was going to the hospital, and she lost the baby on the way.
Yes.
She gave birth. The baby
didn't get birth.
They removed the baby from her. She's in the hospital. Why can't she leave? Tell the people that.
Oh no, she can't leave because she ain't got nothing.
She ain't got money to pay the people.
She don't have money to pay the people. In fact, she's a liability.
Thank you.
On the nurses.
The nurse
And
is
she
gonna be
said,
giving her food to eat.
they got to be giving her food to eat. And they're not just Hawa. I'm telling you what we saw. It's
Oh
not
my
just Hawa.
God.
There were several women, young women, and then they bear this bash of shame. And I have to say this: there were other young women too. Gary brother, open your day, man. Show your mom, man. That was saying to go.
That's how they talk to them.
Yes. Every woman, and again, mind you, this is not all of the medical practitioners.
Yeah, but some of them do that.
Create a picture that this is all. But I'm telling you, the cases that we saw, this was not okay. And for me, this has now become a thing of protecting women's maternal rights, justice, and dignity.
Now, since we go to Black Ops Basket,
yes,
you then developed this program.
Yes.
After your team went out to these various hospitals, got all the statistics on births and this and that and all of that, profile people like Hawa.
Yes.
And now you wrote this proposal and you got this commitment. Let's get to that point. The money aspect.
Okay. Yes. So we do the proposal. All of us, my global advisors, my two global advisors, Marnie and Jennifer, my team members, Marvina and the others, the folks back home, Mr. Montgomery and others, we all work on this proposal and we come up with a standard operating procedure to show from the point of establishing a partnership, the MOUs that should guide it, the structure under which they should be done, the transparency that should be accompanied by and everything. We prepare this documentation, and then my global advisors start to go to work. And this day I receive a call from one of my global advisors, Marnie, who tells me, Leila, guess what? What we are trying to do, I see another organization that is working. I'm shooting in an email, blah, blah, blah. And long story short, we were able to establish a relationship with the UNFPA. We did a presentation, my team and I. Those women were right behind me. We got on this very virtual space. We did a presentation, and these people were in tears at the presentation that we did and said, this is not acceptable. At the first meeting, the commitment was made.
UNFPA committed to
UNFPA situated in New York. At the first meeting, this commitment was made. These people responded with us when we got off the Zoom meeting and said, we will do this with you. As a result of God putting me in touch with destiny helpers like Jennifer and Marnie and folks like that are in my life and helping out today. $300,000 was the commitment made by the UNFPA. But as we know with any donor-related organizations, they want to see goodwill on your part. Hence, my presence on this show and our conversation, and you telling me, Leila, I will do whatever I can to see how I can do for help.
Right off
and
the bat.
I was saying this, even if this was something I could do alone, I'd rather not do it alone. Because the old adage say, if you want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, go together. Okay? I want to go far, and I want to do it with my people. If they don't take ownership of this project, you remember back in the day where the UN and other people would come and people in the community, they need, say, hand pump, but they decide to put up a kitchen, and they're telling you, but we didn't say we need kitchen, we need hand pump, because they never included them in the decision-making aspect of things. I want Liberians to own this process. I want all of us to see how we can come together and show these people that I'm not just doing this as an individual, because I am not an individual. I am a vessel that has been positioned to help my people. And this is what it is. We have set up a pledge fund. And like you said, we've started generating resources already. People have started making commitments. People have been pledging consistently. All of my board members have already pledged. They have put in their amounts, and the money keep increasing and increasing and increasing what we have. But we're still far away from the $50,000. Okay, so whatever we can do to get to that $50,000, the UNFPA will jump into action. They will
$300,000.
Yes, they will not just raise, they will develop a dedicated page on their international website dedicated to Black Ops Basket Project. that becomes accessible worldwide for people to get to know about the plight of these women. So they're not just saying, oh, here, I can't take money. They will develop on their platform a page dedicated to this process and lift up the story even further. So this is just the inception. This is just the beginning. And my dignity, my integrity is tied to this. With every strength in my will, I want to ensure that this is executed and implemented and the desired results are met. And I'm able to hold Hawa hand back and say, remember Hawa? Yeah, Hawa here today. I want to see that visible change. I want to be
that transformation.
That transformation. And then the second leg of this is, yes, I provide, Black Coast Basketball were established to provide basic postpartum materials such as diapers and sanitary pads and onesies and blankets and, you know, just basic materials for the care of the children and their mothers. But more than that, we also wanted to provide psychosocial counseling to let Hawa and her likes know that you are not in this alone. This is not your fault. You don't have to hold yourself down. There is still light at the end of the tunnel for you. We see you. So it will be accompanied by this psychosocial counseling. But then when they leave the hospitals, then what happens? The fact that nobody even brought Hawa to the hospital, where is she going from there? The second leg of this is we intend to build a transition home in Liberia. Starting with the first transition home, we'll decide where it's needed most, and we might build one per region based on the commitment we get from different donor-related organizations. We're not just sitting down looking at UNFPA as the only source of collaboration. I can tell you for a fact, we are constantly developing projects and proposals and are looking for other avenues and opportunities through which we make presentation to be able to get folks to help. So we are starting with Bong, Maigibi and Montserrat counties as a start initially, but this is something we want to go across the country with because the need is just there. So thank you.
Well, folks, there you have it. Our dear sister Leela has just laid this thing out. It's a beautiful thing. I like the reaction. It's fantastic. People love it. People are really moved by the brilliance, the need for this program, as well as the and just broken by the woeful conditions these young, mostly young new mothers are having to experience. You know, it's just heartbreaking that in the 21st century, that this is the reality, the unfortunate reality for many, many women in our country. And so this is just incredible. So it's on Saturday, folks, on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be hosting a fundraiser event from our end so that we contribute to the success of this program. Leela has received her organization, the African Youth and Women Empowerment Initiative, is the mother organization, but Black Coast Basket, named after her 6-month-old beautiful, beautiful baby girl, is the program, is the framework under which this initiative is being
implemented. Yeah.
And so the $300,000 commitment for UNICEF is a blessing. I mean, for UNFPA, it's a blessing. To commit to something that hasn't even commenced is a blessing. God has to be in it.
Yeah.
But they see the need. They saw her history, what she's done with other programs, working with other organizations, including other sister organizations of the United Nations and all.
Yes,
that is
including the UNDP. I've worked for the UNDP. Yeah,
she did a lot of work with UNDP.
And may I add, because of my work with the UNDP,
of course,
I was nominated twice for the Business for Peace Prize Award in Oslo, Norway. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but and
well, like
Business for Peace Prize Award is one of the
you
highest.
Don't be making noise about these things.
Honor,
and you think it's a good thing.
So,
you know, Abraham Lincoln said this, and I'll quote. He said, "In order for public policy to work, public sentiment has to be in favor. Sometimes for things to work, you got to rally the public sentiment. The people have to know about it. You see, so when we come together on Saturday at 8 p.m., we want to make sure, and look, she has an incredible board. I mean, she has people from corporate America.
Yes.
She got diverse. I mean, racially diverse. I mean,
Yes.
professionally diverse. And
Yes.
it's an incredible board that she has. She's put together.
Including a young, productive man from Liberia who just graduated from the Louis
and today
Graham
is
School
a
of Law.
lawyer by profession.
Yeah. Very
He's
young
on
guy.
that board.
Yes.
Just
and when you
incredible.
see him, you must see yourself in him. So
yes,
my
young
thing here
Liberian.
is,
I didn't know this fella until I saw his picture and his profile. Just incredible, incredible young man.
Yeah.
He's the embodiment of determination.
Yes.
Not letting your present condition, confine you to that station. Breaking free and leaping forward and becoming the best version of yourself.
Indeed.
Taking seeds of opportunities availed to you. And sometimes you gotta grab it. Like the way who wrestled with the angel? Was it Jacob? Jacob wrestled with the angel and said, "You going on there, give me my blessing."
Amen.
Sometimes you gotta do that. So this is a wonderful blessing here. And so on Saturday we will be here, all of us. We will have a mobile money number for those of you in Liberia. We will have Cash App and Zelle for those of you in the United States. We'll have PayPal for those of you in Europe and other parts of the world who would like to contribute. And we will help raise some of this 50 grand so that we can make sure that Black Coast Basket, this initiative that targets 6,000 new mothers, many of them victims of rape and sexual abuse, who go and give birth and are abandoned in hospitals because they can't pay the bill. Oh, let me tell you, without calling his name, there's one of the board members on this organization went to Liberia recently. And he called me from Liberia. He sent me some pictures. They were just gut-wrenching. He paid a visit to JFK. And it was around Christmas time. He just wanted to identify with those people. And there are women, mostly women, young mothers, new mothers who give birth. Some of them, they've been treated for all kinds of things. And they are in the hospital. They've been there for weeks and days. They can't leave because they owe money. Some of them owe $20 US.
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah.
You go to the hospital, you're sick.
Yeah.
You take treatment. You owe $20 US. The hospital can't let you leave.
Yep.
Some of them owe $50 US. Imagine being confined, held against your will in a virtual prison.
Yes. Yes. That's what we uncovered. Yes. And for like $20, $30 US.
$20, $30 US, Benny, you're there in the hospital, you can't leave.
And they will talk to them any kind of way. They will just make, when you see these young women, they look broken. I mean, they're like, they cannot, and nobody dignity should be brought down like that. Having a child should not be, it's not supposed to be like that. So, I mean, to be honest with you, my brother, we continue to talk politics and stuff, but we all mean well for Liberia. We all talk about the issues and stuff like that, but we all individually must start doing something to help our people.
Yep.
We all have to start doing something in our own capacities. It cannot always be about we're just sitting there and we'll complain about the things. When we complain about it, let's do something about it. Please, I think that's the only way.
Gandhi says, be the change you want to see in the world.
This 6,000 is just the initial number. And this is
6,000
mothers and their children. So it's like 12,000, as a matter of fact, 12,000, because 6,000 mothers and 6,000 children. And some of these women lost their lives during childbirth. And some of these children lost their mothers doing, while being birthed. So all of these women were taken into account. The other aspect of we will run concomitantly other initiatives along with this, like the Mother's Day, we'll do a Mother's Day, what's the thing? We'll do a Mother's Day a related project where people back in Liberia will show them a space that they can go and bring their gently used items that we can be able to put together, because I feel Liberia should be a part of this. We don't have a culture back home of contributing. In America and other places, if there's a catastrophe or any bad thing before anybody, the first thing people start to do is rally around them. So we must get into this habit too.
In the richest country on the earth, people
Yes.
rally around, help
People
people.
rally around you immediately. You know, so what I want to see us doing in Liberia, Mother's Day is coming. If your child growing out of their clothes, you got little clothes them around that you're not using, and you don't really have the time to, give it. Please, we will create the details. I will have it on my, page as to where you can go and drop up some of these things, and then we'll give it as Mother Day present to some of these new mothers. That's just one aspect of it. We'll continue to come up with different initiatives, different ideas to be able to reach as many people as possible, aside from the UNFPA avenue and collaboration that we've established. So thank you, my brother.
Well, folks, Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Will come to you. There will be some of our board members will be on.
Yes.
Live podcast. It will be on Zoom.
Yes.
We will post the link. Those of you who want to join can join in, but more importantly, put your little money aside. $50, $20, $100, anything you can give. The more the merrier. If we have 500 to 1,000 people giving $10, $20, that's it.
That's it.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
You see the power in number? There is power in number. It's not about how big an amount one person can give.
Right.
But how many people can give
small amounts. Yeah.
Small amounts. That's how they raise money in this country.
True.
That's how they raise money in the country. They don't ask you for 50,000, you're one. No, just give 100. Just give 50. Remember Biden used to say, just send him $5.
Yeah, right.
I can let us see old man Joe Biden taking for $5.
Right, and $20.
Yeah, $20.
It goes a long way. It really does. And it
provides
ownership.
Yeah.
It provides ownership, and people feel a sense of fulfillment by knowing that, okay.
It'll make you feel good about yourself. Giving to what worthy causes.
Yes.
Causes that really make a real impact and transformative effect.
Indeed.
It gives you a real sense of a rewarding sense.
Indeed, it does.
Of meaning and that you were involved. So yeah, so we'll be here on Saturday at 8 p.m. and we will post the link. You all can join if you want to join. But this is just a wonderful initiative. Black Coast Basket, 8 p.m. Saturday Eastern Time. Saturday will be the what?
Saturday
will be what day? Let's see you. Saturday. Jeez. Saturday. Okay, great. Says we should do it Saturday or we should do it on Sunday?
I mean, you're the one who have the platform, brother. And
let me ask the people. Folks, Saturday or Sunday, which day do you choose? Those are still good days. Saturday or Sunday? We'll talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we will confirm it.
Yeah.
We're also interested.
But it's happening this weekend. Definitely.
Yes. We're also interested in getting volunteers, both here in the United States. We're interested in people joining and helping us, because we will also be generating some of these fairly used items from people. We want to work with churches, want to work with schools, whoever has some ideas, we will pack some of these things and send it, because when you give her 2-3 dresses, that's 2-3 dresses she never had when she's only tied in one lapa, so I don't want to.
How can a whole human being have only one lapa?
One clothes on them. Yeah. Well, obviously we saw that with her in 2021. So we'll be asking people for their, gently used items, shoes, clothes, and all these things. And let me make this point. People in Liberia has received a lot of goodwill throughout the years. We've been a troubled country, and we've had people reaching out, sending goodwill towards us, to a point where there has become this extreme donor fatigue. So when you come in and you're saying some of these things, sometimes people start to question motives and this and that. Let me make this emphatically clear. The only motive that I have here is to help change the lives of these women and help provide psychosocial support to them and uplift them in ways that they will find meaning for their own lives.
Amen.
This is the objective. I have no other motive but to ensure that I reach out and help somebody else. God has positioned me to do that. So I just want to make that clear right here, right now. We do this, we do it together to help people. There is no other motive behind it, none whatsoever. The manner in which it came to me, God orchestrated it, and I'm only following a call. I thank my board members. I thank my team, both at home and here. I look for, gestures as well as, they're volunteering their time to work with us in order for us to make this happen. I thank you, Henry. Barker, I thank you all so much for having me in your company and hanging with you. And we look forward to implementing this and succeeding. Thank you so kindly.
So we will do this on Sunday, the
24th. So Sunday now.
8 p.m. Wonderful time, the day of the Lord. So it'll be Sunday. I see all the people here saying Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, they say Sunday? Okay.
Yeah. So Sunday the 24th.
April 24th, 8 p.m.
Sunday, April 24th at 8 p.m. Folks, save the date. We'll be here. It will be a lovely Sunday evening, and we'll be able to raise funds for a very good cause. Thank you so much, folks. God bless you all, and have yourselves a wonderful, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Josh?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Okay.